I saw one of those doctor reacts to like medical shows.
Oh yeah, Dr. Mike.
Yes, yeah. I saw one of those. And he was saying that a lot of medical terms are named in a similar way to like music terms. You know, when they name chords, where it's like dominant 7 sharp 4 flat 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like it's named after what it is. You just have to understand. So it's like you may not know what the fuck is this. This looks dope.
No idea.
You may not know what like this word specifically means, but like if you think about what the parts mean, like you could probably work it out. Did I just get eaten by a fish?
Yeah, so if you touch the water, apparently you're dead.
What if we touch the water at the same time? Oh, so
I just fell through.
I got eaten by a fish. Well, that's rude. Oh, okay.
I turned hazards off, which is odd.
Did you? Considering there's a lot of hazards that are kicking our ass right now.
I made sure to turn them off, but apparently not.
Maybe this doesn't class as a hazard. Maybe it's like it's something else. I don't remember how to play Smash.
Like
I'm asking. I don't think I've actually managed to legitimately hit you. I was actually just dying.
Yeah, my muscle memory hasn't changed for this, oddly.
Oh, there we go. I just needed a hot minute. I wasn't as quick on the draw as some people.
Oh, this fucking fish.
Yeah, this fish is...
Okay, you know what? I'm
MVP fish. It feels good to be playing something other than Genshin, though.
Yeah, I played a bit this morning.
I was going to, but ended up trying to export the lava level that I sent you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was painful. So my computer's the computer equivalent of Weenie Hut Jr. Like it is full on, cannot process literally anything. So it's having massive trouble even opening Unreal. And then I'm like, hey, can you just record this? And like the camera's not doing anything. Because every time I try and get the camera to move or do something, the whole program just crashes. And I don't know if you've ever opened Unreal before.
No.
But you have to open the Epic Games Store and then open Unreal.
Yeah.
And then you have to open your project file. And when it crashes, it closes everything. So like the whole game store goes away. So you have to... Yeah, it's 7 centuries of loading.
Kind of the same as when I used to play Fortnite.
I've never played Fortnite.
That's Epic Games.
Oh, right.
So you'd have to open the store to open Fortnite.
Yeah.
To then have to restart everything if it crashed, which it did a lot on my old computer.
So I'm having problems. So like, I think for the room that we did for the whatever it was called, it was like 5 seconds of footage that I just looped like constantly. It was like a GIF.
Yeah. I mean, you can make seamless loops.
Well, this is the thing, right? So that's what the plan was, but I couldn't get... So, you know... oh, no, you don't, because I couldn't send you a video because my phone kept crashing every time I tried to turn the camera to video. Nothing I own works. So it was like, the lava moves. But very slowly. I changed it to move even slower. I might change... Well, I would like to change it back. Make it move a little bit faster, but that would make another 7 centuries to try and export the thing. So like I made the lava move, and it's basically a scrolling texture, and I got it a bit wrong because I did the texture in Photoshop, and it just took the Photoshop picture and it doesn't loop very well, so you can see the squares. So I had to scale it up quite heavily. I made it so it's passable. I mean, it's not great. Well, okay, passable for my standards, but like you'd never actually use it for anything.
Do you know what you might be able to do? You might be able to just rip off other textures in future.
Yes, but like the reason I did the texture myself, because I followed a tutorial, but like replaced the default textures that you get with Unreal with mine, because I'm talking about color. So I was like, oh, I kind of have to use all the things I talk about. And to be fair, if I didn't screw up the textures, like the size-wise, it wouldn't have turned out too bad. It looks heavily stylized, which I'm not too like unhappy with.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, because I was like, it's just to prove a point. Like that's all it was. And it was honestly like I don't remember what one I said where I was like, one of these things we did, where I was like, if I could like get a better version of my point and end up quicker with something quicker. That was a terrible one. I'm just going to start again.
Yeah.
I could end up with a better product and have it done quicker if I just like Googled it and like got someone else to do it and didn't build it myself. But I kind of wanted to build it myself. Like it's quite literally like less than a minute that I talk about. Like I basically reference a lava level and like say this is what you want to maybe avoid Lost Izalith, because that was just a horrible glowy mess.
No, yeah, that's exactly what I meant, because I don't remember if you remember this, but there was a point where I modded the original Dark Souls, so Prepare to Die.
Yeah, I remember you modded it to make it not ultra glowy and hurt your head.
Yeah, which basically all it did was just replace the texture. So I have
just turned the brightness down now that I think
about
it.
No, like there's literally, they just add pictures.
Oh, right.
And it tells it to read it from that folder instead of the actual folder.
Because that's all textures are.
Yeah, I know. But it's literally just a darker version of whatever Izalith was.
Well, there's two settings. Like for my lava, for example, when I took the picture, I had to turn the brightness right down because my camera couldn't cope. So, like, I think I sent you one picture where it was just literally just a white blob.
Yeah. And I was
and
really
I was like,
confused.
okay, there's no texture here. This is just a glowy mess. But on my screen, like, it looked okay. So, like, there's a brightness setting, basically. And I've completely lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Lava, yeah. So it was basically like less than a minute. Do you know what I mean? Like 20-second point where it's like you can add this to make lava a little bit more interesting, rather than just going for the Lost Izalith one-note glowy nightmare of death. Because like even when you modded it, I remember it was still pretty one-note. Like it was just a bunch of red.
No, it had more of like a, should I say, cracked ground type of feel.
Color-wise, I meant. Like, it was very just kind of like, this is red.
Yeah, it was just,
all
I
red.
don't even think it was red, it was
Orange, I
a
guess?
mix of like black and red.
Okay, yeah.
Black and orange, yeah, sorry, not red.
But I like either way, it wasn't, should we say, visually very interesting. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to make a lava level just to kind of basic, kind of like, what if I just stuck a bunch of like all of the color things I'm talking about? What if I put them in this lava level to make a weird kind of looking at lava level? So I did that, and I was like, hey, do you know what? It came out like pretty weird, but kind of cool. It came out a bit more flood than I was expecting, but like I dig it.
Yeah, I was a big fan of like the pink.
Yeah.
I still don't know the word for it. I was gonna say flare, but
it looked like veins.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah. So basically, it was kind of like
Fishra.
Yes.
It
Uh,
looked like Fishra.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pokemon move.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So like you can, if you red, orange, and magenta, they have like a, I think it's triad, or like they're next to each other. I explain it a little bit more, and I can't remember because it's been ages since I actually recorded it, and then kind of just taken me ages to make this shit. But I think they're next to each other. So you've got red. The lava itself is kind of a mixture of magenta, red, and orange. And then I stuck a bit of blue on the pillars because either magenta or red is... Oh, no, it's red. I think is opposite blue. Something, whatever, like, I explain it more and I can't remember now. But I was looking at it going... these colours work because the wheel says it should. So I'm going to put them together and see if it actually works. And it did,
Yeah.
weirdly. I was like, oh, cool. Like I said, it did come out a bit weird. So like I wouldn't say it's like a standard lava level. But I did throw a lot of colour at it. Like I a bit overdid it, but to kind of prove a point, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, so I tried to export it this morning, and it took a lot of time to get 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, can I have a bit more, please? And the most I could get it to... I can't work out how to tell it to record more. And I also can't work out how to tell it to record offline, like not in real time. Because I don't want to be sitting there for like 7 centuries. Like when I export it, I couldn't find a setting. I might have just been blind. Where it said, don't... You know in like Logic and Cubase, where it's like, it does it like offline. So you don't have to listen to it while it exports.
Yeah, I mean, offline is probably not the best way. Real time is correct.
No, real time is what I want to avoid.
No, real time is what you mean to say. Saying offline is...
That's the setting on Logic. Sorry, I'm talking Logic, because if you set it to real time, you will be sitting there and, like, for example, like this. So it's like you'll be sitting there for 3 hours listening to it while they export it.
No, yeah, I do know what real time is. It's just I've never heard it the opposite be.
Oh, offline.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the setting it's got. It's got real time and offline in Logic. I don't know, but basically, I want it to not... I don't want to have to sit there watching what I just did, because it's quite literally just watching lava flow very slowly.
Yeah, I have literally no idea how to stop that.
Yeah, plus I think it's actually slower. So
oh, yeah, it will
like
be.
my computer started really working. It had nothing else open. It was doing nothing else. It was just exporting this footage, and I was like, okay. It took a good while. I want to say like 5-10 minutes, something like that. And
That's
what I
not
ended up
too
with
bad.
was 1 minute.
Yeah, that's really not too bad.
This was like the 7th or 8th try.
Oh, yeah, still.
In
but,
between.
like,
Oh, no. What took up the time was it kept crashing.
Yeah, I use Blender, and you know that ocean thing I sent you? I think you used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took over like 3 hours.
Damn.
And that was 3 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
I think anything with like moving water especially,
Yeah.
type functions just takes ages.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. Yeah, basically, I couldn't get it to do an entire loop. Because A, it scrolls pretty slowly, and B, I couldn't work out how to extend the recording time properly. So I would have Googled it, but I couldn't, because I couldn't open the internet, because it would have just crashed my computer.
It's always done in like a really weird place.
The sequencer is a bit confusing to me. So it's like, in the same way that, so you set up like what it is you want to record. It puts a camera in your world. That bit I get. Then you go, okay, do this, and you hit record, and you go, fine, okay. But it will only record for a set amount of time, and then you set that time. So I was like, okay, I'll type in like 3 minutes, because I want about 3 minutes. I didn't know how long, but I was like, 3 minutes is probably going to be enough. So I type in 3 minutes, and it's like, okay, here's 7 seconds. It's like, what?
Yeah, mine's done based on frames.
Yeah, which is why I have no idea how long that is. Like, so all of the numbers that I typed in onto like how long I want it. So like record from 0 to this is basically how it works. All the numbers I typed in, none of those numbers came out on the recording. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm telling you to record, but if I increase the numbers, I get longer and longer. That's all I know. I was like, okay. That's why I kind of just gave up. I was like, look, I've got a minute, that'll do. I'll leave it at that. It definitely turned out a lot better than the room did. I don't know if I mentioned, I found out why my textures were a bit weird.
What, while they were off?
No. In the room, like if you look at the walls and stuff, there's weird lines down them. I was like, I didn't paint that. Why the fucking hell did you do that? And it was apparently the way I exported them. This is what I say about all programs involving like, games are a bit thick. So basically, when you paint it, you create a bunch of files for it, and because I've made the model as like a low poly model, or something like that. I didn't have something called a normal map because I told the painty thing to not make me a normal map because I don't need one of those. But when I exported it, it was like, okay, here's your normal map. Because it automatically kind of exports a normal map, even though there's no normal information. I don't know what a normal map is, I just know it exports you one. So I was basically plugging in into Unreal, like all of these different maps for the textures and stuff. So color, height, roughness, and then your normal. I think I'm missing one, metallic as well. I was plugging them into Unreal, and it's going, okay, cool. There's this normal map that has no information on it, and it's getting a bit confused. That's what all the weird lines were, and that's why I got these weird kind of texture thing on my my stuff. That's why the carpet was a bit displaced. I mean, it turned out pretty cool, so I kind of left it. But that's why. I was like, oh, because it just got a bit confused, because it tried plugging in a normal when there was no normal there.
Yeah, I
so
mean...
I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
To be honest, when it comes to texturing stuff, I do just give up.
Yeah.